Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst Emmanuel Efeni. Good morning, Emmanuel.
Good morning, Ruben. Good morning, Tunde. Good morning, Leila. Let's start straight away with these day newspapers, where the lead story reads, Intrigues as Appeal Court President Bulkachawa retires March 6. Pressure on next in line to move to the Supreme Court. Well, this is another story of, I don't want to call it politics within the judiciary, but it's like some politicking is going on there, where the next in line is Justice M.B. Douglas Mensem. Traditionally, the next in line takes over. But this time around, pressures from different quarters on her to accept an elevation to the Supreme Court in order not to get that position. But if the reasons were altruistic, I wouldn't mind. But according to the reports, the only reason why these persons are putting pressure on the next in line is for somebody from the north, a Muslim, to occupy that position. That is what is in this report. And if you look at, recall that Justice Salami was given that offer to go to the Supreme Court, and he rejected it.
I was going to say, this all sounds really familiar.
Yes. So why will somebody want... but Justice M.B. Douglas Mensem is insisting that, no, thank you, I'm cool here. I'm not going to the Supreme Court. And the person, the preferred by these schemers is the justice
Mohammed Garba,
who was the chairman of the Presidential Election Tribunal. I don't know whether you want to link anything to that, but this kind of scheming within the judiciary. But I'm sure not just from the judiciary, there must be some outside influence, political influence, trying to instigate this. How will this kind of matter be handled?
But in any case, I think it will be resolved. The Federal Judicial Service Commission will make a recommendation to the National Judicial Commission. The National Judicial Commission will then make a recommendation to the President. Ordinarily, the President does not reject the recommendation of the National Judicial Commission. Now, all the persons that have been quoted here, I'm not too sure that they've granted any interview. But of course, if it is true that the next in line wants to be President of the Court of Appeal, that will be for the reason that a Supreme Court Justice and the President of the Court of Appeal, their positions are at par in terms of hierarchy, and probably it's preferable to be the head of a division rather than to be,
That's one of the panel.
a member of a panel at the Supreme Court. But you can be sure that at the end of the day, it will be resolved. I think the reason people are raising eyebrows is that they think that Justice Mohammed Garba, that there may be an attempt to compensate him. That's the mischief element in the analysis, having presided over the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal. But I think what we should stress is that appointments and promotions in the judiciary should not be politicized. But this being Nigeria, you cannot rule that out. And there are persons who have also said that, look, some of these positions in the judiciary, they don't have to come in terms of seniority. There are academics, very accomplished academics who can fill some of these positions, who can be brought from outside the bench. But at the end of the day, it is for the National Judicial Commission to make a recommendation to the President.
Well, since you mentioned politics, are you sure some persons are not looking ahead to 2023?
How?
There will be elections, there will be petitions, and there will be...
I won't go that far because that will amount to raising doubts about the integrity of the Judex.
Okay.
And that's not something we can just do like that.
Well, let's just hope due process will be followed and tradition will be followed. Although it's not compulsory that the next in line must take over.
Yeah, that's
it's just tradition.
You can take from academia, you can take from anywhere. Yeah.
So let's move on to other stories. The other newspapers, different facets of the security situation in the country. Vanguard, bandits kidnapping. Don't revenge, Buhari tells victims. Tells Katsina communities not to mete out capital punishment on bandits. 2 visiting Fulanis killed by residents led to fresh attack. Masari, that's the National Assembly remains resolute in finding solutions. Senate President, tension in Anambra Delta over killings. Yes, the presidency statement admonishing communities not to kill or mete out capital punishment to bandits who are apprehended. Rather, they should hand them over to the security agencies because of the statement made by the Katsina State Governor that, yes, the recent attack on the community was a revenge attack on because of the killing of 2 visiting Fulanis. This excuse sounds familiar. Recall Governor Erofai once said that if you kill a Fulani man, it may take some time, they will certainly launch revenge.
I mean, a dreadful thing to say.
He once said that. Yes. But if 2 Fulanis were killed, according to the governor, and you know the repercussion, one would have thought that at least some measures would be taken because so many persons that were killed as a result of that killing in revenge attack are not even the people who killed the 2 Fulanis. So the role of government is to prevent such from happening than to justify it with, it's revenge killing. So I don't know the kind of governance that is going on in some
another way
states.
to look at it is that, one, the president is perfectly in order to say that people should respect the rule of law and that they should not resort to self-help, and that vengeance or revenge, whatever phrase he used, will not solve the problem, and that whoever is apprehended should be handed over to the law enforcement agencies. That's perfectly in order. Yeah. That's how, he should speak as president, as statesman, as a man who has sworn to an oath of office to defend the rule of law. However, the problem we have here is the alienation between the people and the government that leads them. The people of Nigeria believe, to a large extent, that particularly with regard to criminals, bandits, and terrorists, that if you apprehend them and you hand them over to the law enforcement agencies, what is the guarantee that they will not end up in a de-radicalization program and at the end of the day be pardoned on the grounds that they have repented? And the people who have suffered losses will say, no, if you hand these people over, they will escape. Let us deal with them. So government must find a correspondence in terms of defending the rule of law and the people's expectations. Government cannot be saying one thing and be doing another thing or creating gaps that will make the people to doubt the sincerity of government.
Yeah, this is the issue that I raised with our other guest, Mr. Ejiofor. It does make a mockery. Justice must be seen to be done. If the people, even soldiers who work so hard combating Boko Haram, putting their lives on the line, capture them and then they're suddenly mysteriously de-radicalized and released. It's just so...
And then they're returned back to the trenches.
Immediately, because they can't help it. They have been indoctrinated.
What if several of our servicemen and women died for if all we're going to do is turn around and say that we're going to put these people back into society? I like the fact that you referred to what happened in Streatham in the UK with the guy that came out of prison and was then going around and stabbing people.
It happened again in December.
Because that's a clear example, and I don't understand why we see these things happening and we still don't understand that this is a huge risk.
It doesn't
work. The UK Parliament has responded by ensuring that these people serve longer term and they are not giving parole.
That's a Boris Johnson campaign issue.
The next person who was due to be released, because of him, everybody went into overdrive to ensure that he stays in prison. Because de-radicalization is not, you don't flick a magic wand and that person's brain has been restored. It has taken root. So, and we also remember some of those really alarming images, I have to call them alarming, I'm sorry. The Katsina governor sort of kowtowing to these bandits. So it doesn't boost confidence, does it, that the security agencies are going to properly persecute these people?
Well, another segment of the insecurity situation, especially in the Northeast. Nigerian Tribune, 120,000 Borno refugees in Niger Republic. Borno governor warns them repatriated Lake Chad Basin situation, population growth. Challenges frightening. Shetima, Katsina, revenge killings unacceptable. Buhari, yes, we have as many as 120,000 refugees from Borno. Since 2014, they've been there. And the governor of Borno, Professor Zulum, has visited them and is indicating that, well, efforts will be made to bring them back home. Which home? Are their homes safe?
Exactly, which home?
Because that is the problem.
They fled for a reason, didn't they?
With the Boko Haram terrorists still on rampage all over, I'm not too sure whether many of them will gladly accept to come home, only to be attacked again by these terrorists. Well, we'll move on to another newspaper, New Telegraph. How Boko Haram rejected ransom for Leah Sharibu. Sources. Federal government offered millions of naira in hard currency. Top officials maintain communications with negotiators. Well, according to this report, which also appeared in the front page of Daily Trust, there was negotiation. They asked for money. Money was made available, but at the last minute, the terrorists changed their mind to keep this girl, continue to keep this girl.
Then more efforts need to be made.
Yes, and let's hope more efforts will be made.
I hope they return the money, and this was not an attempt by some smart Alex, to just grab Nigerian funds.
Well, according to the report,
because usually there are middlemen.
Yes.
So maybe some middlemen pocketed the money and just deceived the system. That should be investigated, what exactly happened.
Well, because the ransom for the late Andimi was rejected. 50 million naira was offered and Boko Haram rejected that. We only have a few seconds.
Okay, Daily Trust, how illicit weapons fuel Nigeria's insecurity. A lot of illicit weapons, as many as 5.6 million illicit weapons in Nigeria right now.
Well, thank you very much, Emmanuel Efeni.
See you tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning.